All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Season 2, Episode 5.
All right. Fafnir created so much chaos last episode because of his glorious dance.
It was glorious indeed.
Tohru is now known as a martial arts goddess.
Yes, stronger even than the dragons.
Yes, the dragon slayer himself.
That's
went
right.
into the forest to punch 10,000 gratitude punches every day.
Yep, but the bear was still stronger.
The bear... Well, yeah, he was no Takamura. Mm-hmm. He needs to learn how to weave and bob, otherwise...
He's got to grow the pompadour, you know.
Oh, that's true. It's true. It maximizes your manliness by a certain amount.
That's right. I think that's the reason why it didn't work.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also, Elma got a lot of focus last episode, given that her, kind of harmony side of things has led her to kind of just being forgotten, it seems. But then, by her also desire to fit in because of harmony, she is now helping Kobayashi with her work in a way that is now really good. So now she can be asked to do a lot more, and then thus,
we get
a little bit more.
We get situations where then she has to go on a walk around the neighborhood with Tohru to keep an eye out for any ne'er-do-wells.
More responsibility, and thus things segue into what we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
But we also had a lovely amusement park / carnival experience that led to the whole family of sorts having a good time together, and even Saikawa got to be there, and it was really sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, our little found family is growing and learning more about each other, and it's really sweet.
So now, whatever we have for this episode,
just more of the same.
Yes.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it.
いや、別に殺し合いはしてなかったですよ。そうだな。出会いの時点では。じゃあ二人はどんな出会いを
Oh, backstory.
yes. Okay. And that looked like the bit in the OP, was it? Or the ED?
Oh, yeah, there's a part in the OP where it looks like Toru's in a desert. Yeah. Oh my god, watch this be Elma.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, it totally will be.
最近人間の争いの間に立っては、その争い
Wow.
をしているという水や食べ物を求める争いならば湖を作り出し実りを溢れさせ力のぶつかり合いには奇跡の力で戦意を奪う
Okay.
Wow.
またはそれに準じるものあいつ神でも神でも使えるのかまさかだとしたらふざけているのか
I know you're here. Yep.
何の真似だドラゴンが奇跡の巫女だと
Let's talk.
笑わせる私こそ聞きたいな何故終焉帝の娘が人里に
Okay, so they both recognize each other.
私はただ人同士が争うことはないと無駄な血は愚かしいと思っただけだ
They also feed
止め
me.
る力があったからそうした人なんて食って何がうまいと言うんだこの世にはもっとうまいものがきっとあるはずだ
She has not
人
yet
はそれ
discovered
を
them.
作ってくれると私は信じている
Wow.
そうかケサルコアトルが言ってた変わり者
Oh, nice. Bring up Quetzalcoatl.
私が今まで出会った混沌の竜は会話に応じる相
That
手ではなかった
subtle nod at how dumb they are, maybe, you
滅
know?
ぼす前に
Possibly, yeah.
見定める工程を挟んだだけだ見定める
Slotted it in.
ならばしばらく一緒に行動してみない
So you can better judge me?
私と一緒に
Nice.
人間の世界
Oh,
を
the
見
world
定
of
め
the
よう
humans.
Cool.
Okay.
こいつの独善に付き合ってやったんですよあの時は私もどうかしていた
お互い探り合いしてたってことか価値観の違う相手同士踏み込ませ
Wait, are they almost exes at this point?
Yeah, I
Now
was
that I think
wondering
about
that.
it, like-
私は種族全体の目的よりも
Enemies to lovers?
Possibly.
ありました当時の私もそんな感じでしたし
Oh, but this was so long
それでそ
ago.
れで
Right.
簡
Yeah.
単ですよお互いのことが分かって
So.
反りが合わないから数十年後自然と
Yep.
殺し合いに
Oh,
There
oh.
we go.
Oh. Okay.
時期にお前を受け入れぬ者と戦い
Yep.
を始めることだろう
It's a great
Yep.
point.
それは私が禁止する
How?
私が言いたいのはそういうこと
They
では
wouldn't
ない
have listened.
初心からずれたなエルマ失
Oh.
望したぞ見苦しさに耐えられん
Oh.
騙してやる。言わせておけばやれるものならやってみろ。
Wow, that was the transformation.
Yeah.
だけどしょうがないじゃないか。彼らが持ってくる料理がとても美味しかったのだから。
Dang. Wait. That much dexterity control with the... Oh, whoa, whoa. Jeez. Godzilla versus Gyarados.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh! Oh, a dragon kiss!
That is terrifying.
Oh, that gotta hurt.
こうして私たちは決定的に道を違えたのです。
The amount of destruction.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
also kind of petty, yeah.
お互いの内面を知るほど距離が近づいて、認めない部分は戦って削り合って、私もこういう友達欲しかったな。
Wow.
Oh.
I wouldn't have been surprised if when she
Boredom.
rolled over, her boobs pushed the table. Oh!
There we go.
お前を殺します。毎日ぐうたらと少しは働いたらどうですか？ちょっと身の振り方を考えていたんだ。あと100年も。
Give me another
Wow.
century!
This is totally the stay-at-home kid.
Yep.
あなたの食いぶちも稼いでいるのですよ。わかった、働く。
Okay, yeah.
じゃあ小林と同じところで。お前を消せ。どうした怖いよ。エルマも消す。エルマどっから出てきた？
Yeah. Yes! I love that gag. Keep it
Yep.
always going.
認識阻害覚えたり、いつの間にか手を形成できるようになってたり。
That's good.
That's very good.
なんか今のトール好きだ。好き。
Oh.
急にそういうこと言うの。でも小林が一番好き。貴様。もうほらほら、やってみたいもの見当たりました？やっほー、カンナちゃん、才川さん。あ、来た。
Oh.
トール様、いろいろここ私たちのため。
Oh.
Nice.
このお
She
姉
could
さん
work
たち
here.
カンナちゃんの知り合いだったんだ。私はトール。こちらは
Yeah, yeah.
バイト探しの途中なのですが。
It's got a little bit of everything.
味
Yeah.
はよし、カンナちゃん、これ。
Oh, it looks super fun. It's like a kid's like paradise here. Little trinkets, games, sweets, snacks.
見ない子だね。メイドの妹かい？
ここ相田さんのお店なんです。
Oh,
イルル、この人は相田さん。
she might need an assistant.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
ジョギン
You can help her.
始まってね。もう年だし、店閉めようかと思ったんだけど。
Yeah.
No, the kids are like, no.
子供が多いの。
See a
駄菓子
need
屋だからね。子供が入れ替わってやってきて
for
る。
decades.
ここ働けないか？
あんたいくつよ？
Huh?
私と同じ年です。
There we go.
Nice, nice.
That's a good way around it.
孫のやつに任せようと思ったけど。
2000. Yeah. 2000 days. Wait, no.
オッケー。
Nice.
All right.
菓子屋でバイトか。
Cool.
小原賞って採用してもらえたのは私の鶴の一声があったからですよ。人心を掌握していてやはり恐ろしいやつだと思った。もっと褒めなさい。
Praise me more.
興味あることを選んだんでしょ？
Well, yes, but also...
She wants to have more opportunities to have friends with humans, but she's like,
私
the
は
last time I
なんとな
started
く初めて
having
やりがい
friends
見
with
つけた感じだ
humans
から
and
さ
stuff.
Didn't go well.
そういう入り方、とてもいいと思う。
It's actually quite nostalgic. You and I started our first job as
At
a
a candy store.
kind
Yeah.
of candy store thing as well, yeah.
イルル、ちゃんと人の話を聞いて正しい業務内容を覚えるんだよ。このメイドのようになってはいけない。
I was waiting for that.
Scold me more, Kobayashi.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, of course they omitted the part where they clearly fell for each other.
And then she is bothered by it, but can't bear to move her away.
Yes, give us a drip feed of it. Yes.
Yep.
Little bit by little. Okay, so here's the connection.
Right.
For
I was
this
wondering why
boy.
he was focused on so prominently in the OP.
Oh no.
Wow. Yep.
No. No. There's a reason, but it's not that. Takedo's gonna lose his
Yeah,
marbles.
shirt for an adult man, but the pants are like...
Oh!
Wow.
私はイルルだ。16歳。
16 millennia.
That's what we're telling people. What?
着るやつか。よし。
Yep.
Ah,
Saw
yeah!
that coming. Saw that coming.
あ、そうか、恥じらいか。そうだ。
Shame, I forgot. Not even. Oh! Ah!
そういう文化のお国柄なのか生きて
あ、だけど。
だけでいいぜ
Oh my god.
このボタンが止められない。
そのままでいいだろう
これください。毎度。あれちょうだい。これか？さあ。これは一つずつでいいのか？
ああいいぞこいつ真面目に働く気はあったのかいや俺よりよっぽどかばあちゃんが任せた理由はこれか
おっぱい大きいの？
うわ小学生の無垢なセクハラ剛速球どうかわす
ここは火炎袋で火を溜め込むために大きいんだ。
そのよくわからん返し方
Lung capacity.
持ってみるか？
Oh my god.
待って待って待って待っておい変なことすんな
And now head directly.
And then trampoline bounces off. Oh, okay. No.
大丈夫かタケ？
うわすまん
そうだな。エッチメン。
なんで反応遅れてんだ
またね
Oh, this is sweet though.
Mm-hmm.
I want big flame sacks too.
好きなの。
Right.
子供と遊ぶのがさ。
Oh, yeah.
だけど仕事じゃ遊べないから子供が楽しそうな場所にいたいって思った。
So I can at least enjoy their enjoyment, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
店閉める時間だな
that's sweet.
うん。
少し遊ぶかベーゴマの回し方とか教えてやる
Nice.
あれか。教えて持ってくる。タケ、お前気に入った。
何俺のセリフだぞ
小林の次くらい。
Mm.
誰だ
Yeah.
小林
Who is this legendary
持
Kobayashi?
ってきたぞ。
よく見とけ
おお。
So you coil it up, hold it, and you go really fast. Yes, yes.
All right.
人間は星に願いをかけることがあるそうだ。
What would you wish? It's
願
time
いが
before
叶え
time.
さえすれ
Yep.
ば相手は何でもいいわけか。くずく過当な生物だな。
You were kind of
お
dumb at
前なら
times.
何を願う？
Yes, there
も
it
し
is.
望みが叶うとしたら別にない。
Really? Nothing at all?
私はな、どうせうまいものがたくさん食べたい。だろ？
First of all,
わかってるじゃないか。ただし、それだけじゃない。
なんだ？
お前の分もうまいものは頼んでおいてやる。
aww.
好きにしろ。
Have it your way.
See, I'm of the belief you spend enough time with someone, eventually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're going to find a reason to love them. It's just the thing. Now, obviously, you're gonna maybe find a reason to hate their guts maybe before that. But
Right.
but if you spend enough time with them, eventually.
That Elma Tohru backstory stuff that
was really
great.
sweet.
That was
Yeah.
super sweet.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
I very much
Love it.
I very much love the idea of not necessarily that they're doing an enemies to lovers kind of trope and stuff like that. But I love the idea of what happens when you force people that are diametrically opposed to just spend copious amounts of time with each other.
Right.
And there's some kind of rule as to why they won't just kill each other or leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the story put up a pretty good one, which is that, hey, what you're doing, I kind of want to understand it a little bit, but also, yeah, let's go around and judge humanity. Let's spend a few decades together doing that. To a dragon, it's
That's nothing.
It's a blip.
Yep.
In the same way that Ilulu's like, I'm thinking about my future. Give me another century. You know?
Right.
Like, no. That's not how this works, honey.
But, for someone like, say, Kobayashi, it's like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Really liked also the combination of having Ilulu get her like kind of established setup in the human world at the same time that we got the focus on the backstory between Tohru and Elma. Because one of my favorite things about Ilulu is that she is still in the process of redeeming the idea of playing with humans.
Right.
Can just lead to good happiness.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that the job was something that she was worried about, I think Kobayashi might have had the immediate worry with it understood, which is, this is a new thing. Is it going to be okay? Yeah. She could have been meaning like, but I'm going to be like, kind of indirectly kind of connected with kids on a repeated basis.
Right.
Last time that happened in the
didn't
Dragon
go
World,
well.
It didn't go well.
Yeah.
And that might not be a thing that she's presently like afraid of at any given moment, because she's had, wonderful playtimes with, like Saikawa and Kana and such.
But that stuff
even
runs
still,
deep.
that stuff could run really deep, and that's just a really fun thing to bring up, is that just because, you might be a Chaos Dragon or a Harmony Dragon together, just because in the past you've had all these fights, just because you spent a few decades together and it still ended in violence, that doesn't mean that now it has to go the same way.
Right.
That doesn't mean that now the patterns have to remain the same. Things are different, but even if they're exactly the same in some ways, you're a different person.
Sure. Yep.
So, yeah.
And now she'll have a new place to kind of call home in addition to Kobayashi's place.
Right.
And that's really good for her to have, because Kobayashi, my personal favorite part about the show.
Yes,
right?
of course.
She
Kobayashi's
really
a fantastic main character.
Yep, she carries these dragons on her aching back, But she's only the one person, right? She can't be that that sort of savior in a way to all of them, right?
The same way like Elma.
Yep. It needs to be something that's sustainable. So, how does it work when you're not around? Well, this is I wouldn't be surprised if one of the other reasons that Ilulu was worried is because it's that potential independence, separation from the human that seemed to be such the exception that she was able to actually live in this world, right?
Sure.
But now it's is it actually possible that maybe humans just aren't as bad as I originally thought? No. That's possible, right?
It is.
The first person that you really spent a decent amount of time with, other than Kobayashi, that was a human, suddenly you're like, oh, I like you second to Kobayashi. Maybe that's a pattern that could continue, you know?
Sure.
But, yeah.
But okay, we've got ourselves Aida Taketo and Grandma Taketo, basically.
Yes.
The two characters in the OP that were like, oh, just seemingly given that little bit of focus, and we're like, okay, who are they? Who are they? Well, here they are.
Yep.
Episode 5, still meeting some new characters in the world and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Feels very much like a nice kind of addition to bring in. I don't remember in season 1 if there were too many characters introduced that were a part of the world, of humans.
I feel like
later in the story.
Yeah.
Maybe there were other people in the other apartments that were introduced a little bit later in the story.
Yeah, not so much later. I feel like if anything, Lukoa was introduced later, and then there was the I think his name.
Yeah, but those were dragons specifically.
No, right. But then the each dragon would usually have a handler basically among the humans, and a lot of times that would be Kobayashi, but sometimes it was someone new. So,
but okay, so then in this case, this kind of gives me almost a Hinamatsuri feeling, where it's that homely, just regular people that are just there, and then the chaos.
It did feel very
just kind of comes in and is like, oh, I'm gonna brighten up your life. I'm also gonna bring some chaos, but
right. And
it do be like that.
And there will probably be a lot of really wholesome life lessons learned along the way. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, this show does have a lot of similar wholesome vibes to Hinamatsuri.
Yeah. I mean, less comedic, I would say, than
right.
Hinamatsuri for sure.
But different shows, totally.
Yeah, totally different shows. But that slice of life element is really here. And I really want to have as much permanence to all the characters that get introduced and have little jokes and references and little ways that they bump into each other. Like the way that Taketo is already like, Kobayashi, who's that?
Oh, okay.
Like he's excited now to be like, I need to know who that is.
I get the feeling that
is this like the way Ilulu talked about this person?
Yeah,
do they love them?
Right. Yeah. What's the deal?
Yeah.
Given that, but then also the fact that in the previous episode Tohru went around making a name for herself, I would not be surprised if at some point Kobayashi gets the surprise of a bunch of people just being like, "Oh, you're the Kobayashi." What are you talking about? You know, whether they're like, "Here's my money, you know, please don't tell," you know, all right, you know, and I'll be going now.
It's just a bunch of kids that are like, "Oh, everyone talks about you."
Right.
It's like, what?
Yep. I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Also, then just having this be at like a little mixed kind of candy shop, little games, trinkets, crafts, and
looks
stuff
like a really fun place.
It really reminds me of my first job in like I definitely got paid for work at places before this, but that was more of like mowing lawns, doing yard work and stuff for people. I think for whatever reason my parents basically taught me to go and do those kinds of jobs really early and stuff. So when I got a job at 14, that wasn't like some wait no, I wasn't 14, I was 15. That wasn't like some big deal basically. It was like, oh okay, sure. And it was this little like candy ice cream kind of shop and things like that.
Great place.
It was a great little place and stuff like that. But it would just be like kids and their families, you know, just
right,
and be like, whoa, look at all this.
Very much one of those situations where it's like spoiled with the first job from the standpoint of it being, all things considered, very fun.
Very fun, yeah.
Like, you know, I totally get that Ilulu, you know, granted her reasons were dragon reasons, but
yes,
I could totally get her maybe not wanting to do like certain jobs where it's like, oh, selling fish.
Selling flowers, selling books.
Yeah, it's like, oh, being at a place where
people hang out,
you give kids candy and they play games and all that
smile,
stuff, and yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah,
a place where people are actually happy to be there, you know,
like,
oh, I want to work at the DMV. No one says that, you know, like.
No, it's just like I have to work at the DMV. You know, I guess I'll work at the DMV.
Right. Sorry if you work at the DMV, but you know, yeah. I don't know why I used that as an example, but you know.
But either way, I liked this more like specific focus on a few characters here.
Yeah.
Because the follow through from the last episode is still strong in that Elma is getting more and more characterization.
Right.
And I really do like the philosophical question that's even posed in the dragon little expedition of sorts as they go around, is that if Elma is so powerful and is so not gregarious, but like desires to aid humanity in this way, at what point does just raw generosity without any responsibility or
cause
any
problems?
Any limits put on it from a singular individual cause this kind of problem? Yeah, because the idea that she didn't really stop them from deifying her did lead to this. And she really could have. All she would have had to do is basically have some point of making a big deal that either there are other things worth deifying and she's just one that gains power from those things. But then she would then just be
she'd just be sort of passing the buck. Yeah.
Or the idea of, no, there are no gods, you know, you're gonna have to basically just learn by my example to go and, you know, be generous to others in this regard. But you know, again as well, that would turn again into a different type of religion.
Yeah, it's a different labeling of her basically, but it would still effectively be the same thing.
Right, exactly. So
yeah,
in some ways, the fact that she stayed at any of these places for any long period of time to the point that they would give her a title, shows the real problem here, which was kind of seeking the reward versus actually just being, you know, generous.
Right. It's the whole thing of when you have, you know, a being that kind of exists on a different like plane of reality than, say, mankind. You kind of can't have that entity mucking around in the human world. Otherwise, well, it will get, obliterated or completely and utterly dominated and changed by the fact that person or entity or whatever is there.
Yeah, and there's plenty of stories in fiction that go into many different iterations upon what that would look like.
Yep.
But you can just imagine, even now, if we had an alien dragon that went around our world, even if we had much less technology going around and doing this, how many different iterations of the same worship would pop up just from culture to culture.
Yeah. And there would be, and effectively, there would be nothing that entity could do to stop it other than by leaving.
Mm-hmm. And that's not stopped most religions, actually.
No, maybe just slowed them down a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
Actually, in a lot of ways, like you go and look at some of the biggest religions, and it's usually the story that surrounds the death or the leaving of the individual.
It's the artist is dead, so all their paintings are a lot more valuable. That whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
But okay, very interesting stuff, and I want more of it. I want more drip feed stuff of Elma Tohru just becoming close friends, even though we know eventually that they can't stand each other. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
That one of the reasons why I loved this, not just because of like how much I liked the execution of it, but because the more that we can have characters in this show, this is kind of similar to the Ilulu thing, but have relationship with characters that don't revolve around Kobayashi.
Sure.
The more dynamic I feel like the show's gonna get.
Yeah.
And then that's just really helpful.
It is, yeah. So more of that. And y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.